Sports Network.
NFL Nation, how you doing? Come on in. I'm Dolph Jackson of the Come On In Sports Network, and this is Come On In NFL's AFC East preview, the Buffalo Bills. Well, family, once again, the Buffalo Bills won the AFC East. They had a great season. They made it all the way to the AFC Championship game, but standing in their way of a trip back to the Super Bowl in over 3 decades were no other than their nemesis, the Kansas City Chiefs. And once again, the Bills came up short. No one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills, except when they play the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this past season, the Buffalo Bills had, not arguably, but they had the man. They had the MVP, this gentleman on the screen right here, Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a great 2024 season. Last season, Josh Allen passed for 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns with just 6 intercepts, and had a QBR of 77.3, which ranked second in the National Football League. But unfortunately, Josh Allen was unable to get the Bills to the big dance, to the big game. They once again failed to make it to the Super Bowl. They once again came up short. Last year, the previous year, the 23 season, the Bills had everything lined up for them. They had home field advantage. They had the Chiefs coming in with one of the supposedly weakest teams in recent memory. And we all know what happened then. And then last year, 4 down. Young tight end Dalton Kincaid was unable to come up with a catch that could have possibly led to a game-winning field goal or a touchdown. But once again, the Buffalo Bills are the class of the AFC East. And there's no sugarcoating that. We know who the Buffalo Bills are. We know who Josh Allen is. Altogether, 4,407 passing yards, 36 touchdowns. He even rushed for 763 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground. Josh Allen is special. He is one of those dudes. He is a tier 1 quarterback who just keeps up coming short. So just as the question has been asked about Lamar Jackson, the question now has to be asked about Josh Allen. All the awards, all the individual awards are good, but what can you do when it matters the most in late January and February when you're trying to get to the big game, the big dance, and you keep coming up short? Question, family. If Josh Allen does not make it to a Super Bowl, does that damage his legacy as one of the all-time greats in NFL history? Because he is on a projection. He is on that track to be one of the best in the history of the National Football League. And by the way, Josh Allen is dual threat. Again, 763 yards on the ground this past season. Projecting his numbers from last year to 2025, he's projected to pass for 4,500 yards with 38 touchdowns and 750 yards. So he's projected to increase his touchdown total by 2 and decrease his rushing total by 13 yards. Is this a good thing? It can be. It should be. Who would be standing in their way? To me, Every other team in the AFC East is building. The Miami Dolphins, they have their own thing that they're dealing with now. That organization seems to be in a little turmoil right now. We know the Jets with first-year head coach Aaron Glenn. He's trying to come in, change the culture, trying to build something there. And the New England Patriots, who fought hard last year. Mike Vrabel goes in to coach the Patriots. They have a young quarterback in Drake May who shows great promise. They brought in ex-Bills wide receiver Stephon Diggs, excuse me. But the thing is, family, the AFC East belongs to the Buffalo Bills. And once again, it is theirs to lose. But the Bills will only go as far as Josh Allen takes them. But who has to come along with him for the ride? Somebody has to come along with him for the ride. You have to have that go-to player. Will it be second-year wide receiver Keon Coleman? Will it be Khalil Shakir? Will it be Dalton Kincaid? One of these gentlemen have to step up their game for the Buffalo Bills to advance past the Kansas City Chiefs or whoever stands in their way of making it back to the Super Bowl. And when we come back, we'll dive into the numbers of one Dalton Kincaid. And let's talk a little bit about Dalton Kincaid. The young man received a lot of scrutiny for coming up short of catching that ball with the game on the line. It wasn't an easy catch. I understand it was not an easy catch, but some of us talk like it was. It was not. We'll be right back after this, family.
The cover is Sports Network.
Welcome back, family. Dalton Kincaid, the young promising tight end from the University of Utah. Last year, he had a down season. In 2 seasons in the National Football League, he has had a bag of mixed tricks. It's been spectacular plays. It's been moments when you see that this kid has the potential to be one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. But then you see those moments where he just disappears or he's inconsistent with drops. The thing with Dalton Kincaid is he has to mature this year. He has to become that guy. He has to become one of the top tight ends, not only in the AFC, but in the entire National Football League. Think about looking at Dalton Kincaid's career. For his career, after just 2 seasons in the National Football League, the young man has 117 catches on 166 targets. He's averaging 9.6 yards per reception. He has 4 touchdowns and 1,121 yards. His rookie season, he was targeted 91 times and came up with 73. This past season, he was targeted less, 75 targets, but came up with only 44, and he also was out 3 games. Talent is not a thing with Dalton Kincaid. Simply put, with Dalton Kincaid, it is about stepping his game up, stepping up his concentration, becoming more prolific in his route running, becoming a well-balanced all-around tight end, improving his blocking. Again, I love this kid coming out. He was one of my favorite tight ends, if not my favorite tight end in that class when he came out into the draft. He has a world talented, one of the best talented all-around quarterbacks in the National Football League. And Josh Allen, it's all on Dalton Kincaid. It's the offense is friendly. I know he has Dalton Knox as the other tight end next to him, but at the same time, you have to make the plays when you need to make the plays. You cannot have inconsistency. You cannot have untimely drops. And that's an area that Dalton Kincaid needs to improve on going forward. Now, the next person to talk about is this young man here, Dorian Williams. An afterthought. But I watched this young man play at the University of Tulane. And when he got selected by the Bills, I had to reach out to my guys that Come On In Bills, Jeremy and Lawrence. That's right, family. Hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed to the Come On In Sports Network and you are a Buffalo Bills fans and you want the truth about your Bills, all the latest news about your Bills, you need to tune in to Come On In Bills with Jeremy and Lawrence. Now, Dorian Williams, just special. Watched him at Tulane. He was a tackling machine. He played at Tulane, American Athletic Conference. If he played in the SEC, if he played in the Big 12, the Big 10, he would have been more of a household name. I'm telling you, his draft stock would have already been up. It would have been higher than it was. But when the Bills selected him, I don't think they knew exactly what they were getting. They were getting a beast. They were getting a dog. And when Milano went down and it seemed like all hope was lost for the Bills, in steps young Dorian Williams. And all he does when he steps in this past season is have 117 tackles. I'm going to say it again. He stepped in for Milano when he got hurt. And Dorian Williams, baby, he not only held his own, baby, he held it down and made people take notice. Dorian Williams is my breakout candidate this year for the Buffalo Bills. He just broke out last year at 117. I'm telling you, this kid is special. He can do a lot of good things on that football field, coming downhill, tackles for a loss. He's very aggressive, very instinctive football player. So Dorian Williams is a player to keep an eye on this season as the breakout player for the Buffalo Bills. We'll take one more break and we'll be right back, family. Welcome back, family. You see him on the screen, Khalil Shakir. Simply put, this young man to me is one of the most impressive young football players in the National Football League. Came into the league as a fifth-round selection out of Boise State in 2022. And all he has done since entering the NFL is improve his game year by year by year. And if you think I'm kidding, let's check this out. Year 1, 2022, rookie season. He plays in 14 games. He's targeted 20 times. Comes up with 50% of those receptions. So he has 10 receptions for 161 yards, averaging 16 yards of reception and 1 touchdown. Then 2023, he jumps, baby. He goes from 10 receptions to 39 on 45 targets. Oh, look at that completion percentage. That reception percentage goes up, baby. He goes from 161 yards to 611 yards with 2 touchdowns. And when Stephon Diggs was shown the door and Keon Coleman was brought in, everybody was saying the Bills need a number 1 receiver. Who will be that receiver to step up? Well, guess what? He was already on the roster. 2024, he plays in 15 games. He's targeted 100 times. Comes up with 76 receptions for 1,593 yards and 7 touchdowns and a long of 81. Khalil Shakir is the man in the receiving room for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen has confidence in him. Josh Allen trusts him. The Bills organization believes in him and trusts him. And why not? This kid has progressed season after season after season, and the Bills reward them with a lucrative contract, which is well deserved. So as we go into the 2025 season, again, the Buffalo Bills sit atop the AFC East as the cream of the crop. Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Dalton Knox will have to play major parts in the Bills' success going forward, and Keon Coleman has to take that next step for the Bills to advance to where they need to go, and that is to the Super Bowl. Dorian Williams, remember that name for all our 9 Buffalo fans who may not know that name. Remember that name. He will be the breakout player for the Buffalo Bills like he was last year. Because again, when Milano went down, no one expected Williams to step in and hold it down, baby, and there was no significant drop. The kid is a baller. He is a dog. Get to know the name. Buffalo Bills preview 2025. Listen, I'm calling it now. I just don't see them being challenged in the AFC East. I think the Jets and the Patriots, they're still building. And right now, what the hell is going on in Miami? We don't know what's going on. You got players that damn near want to have a mutiny against the coach. So with that being said, to me, again, this division is all about the Buffalo Bills in this division. But again, for the Bills, it's not about what you do September through the 1st of January. It's what you do in the middle of January, late January, and February. Josh Allen, arguably a tier 1 quarterback in this league. MVP. But none of that matters if you don't reach a Super Bowl and you don't win one. Thus, he will be in the classification of his counterpart in Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, and Hall of Famer, one of the greatest ever to play, Dan Marino. If Dan Marino had 1 or 2 rings, he could be considered the best quarterback ever. He would be in that conversation. But he has none. Josh Allen has yet to get the Bills there. Josh Allen is the best quarterback the Bills have had since the man on that sharing that scream on that thumbnail with him that you see right next to me, Jim Kelly. Jim may have not won one, but damn it, they went 4 straight years, and to me, that's one of the most underrated teams in the history of the National Football League. I understand they got there 4 times and they had 4 heartbreaks, but my God, to make 4 straight Super Bowls, I'm gonna say it again, 4 straight Super Bowls may be something we never ever see again. Again, family, I'm Dolph Jackson. This is Come On In NFL. This has been your AFC East preview, the Buffalo Bills. I want to thank you all for joining us. And again, I want everybody, if you're a Bills fan, I need you to subscribe to the Come On In Sports Network and follow your host, Jeremy and Learns, the host of Come On In Bills, baby. This season, they will give you everything you need to know about the Bills. They will give you facts. They will give you from a fan perspective, and they will give it to you from a journalist and an analytics side too. So with that being said, family, I'm Dolph. Network's coverage of the AFC East preview, Buffalo Bills. Until next time, family, remember, the doors are now open. So come on in. Have a good evening, family.
The Come On In Sports